All right. So we won't build a 3 gear, but we can BS for a bit. That is if anybody shows up. I was going to build this Vanquish 3 gear, but I had forgotten that I am waiting because I seen that they had a short spur shaft. When I bought the stuff, I bought the long spur shaft, and it's big. I think this is for the Wraith or something because I believe it's going to be way too large for the 3 gear. Although it does say SEX 10.2 top shaft. I think it's going to be a bit too large for a normal 3 gear. I mean, it would go right through the case. So I bought the short one. They still had short ones in stock, so I bought those. And I need a motor plate. I don't have a motor plate. I forgot about that. So I got to see if I can come up with a motor plate. Don't really care if I get the cover, but a motor plate would be nice. Suppose I could take the one off the Monster Mash and use it, the monster truck, and then turn around and I've got a Amazon one I can put on the Orange VP tranny and the monster truck. That will work. You gotta modify it a little bit to get the bigger motor on. But I was gonna build this, but I'm waiting for the top shaft because I need the shorter top shaft. So I'm not gonna be building that. I suppose I could grab Bastard and get the winch set up on it as well as with this one on the Redneck Blazer. I could do that. Let me see. Because I had to put the winch in Old Bastard. Now I got the winch on. I got to put the controller in anyways. Controller box. So grab that down. Well, I can't do the tranny. I can't get the winch set up. Go to the E cam. Get a little side shot. Nice job today. Almost, I could have finished it, but the customer wants to move their baseboard a little bit because it's kind of high. They had thick carpeting and padding, and whoever put their baseboards in just kind of put them in. They really didn't get them super level. And now that all the carpet and padding's gone, they're setting too high for everything else to fit. So let me pull you out of where I got you stuffed in the bumper holes here. I think I'm going to leave it through that one though. It's because it takes up a lot of room there. Eats it up, keeps it out of the way, protected. Wonder. I know I can go back through. Is there enough to come back? I'm thinking there is. Then I can keep that right right up underneath there. And I can get it through there though. There. That'll work. Keeps it tucked up. What I did, hard to see what I was doing from that view, but I wrapped the wire through the bumper holes and got the plug on the back side. So it keeps it tucked up out of the way, so it ain't going to get messed up. And actually, wrap it around this one a couple times. There we go. That'll keep it pulled way up out the way. Oh, I did install the new links last night too. I went ahead and put them together and got them on there. Just 3 millimeters longer than the mismatched ones I have, but at least I know they're matched and my links are the same. The link length, they go worn. May not be able to do that. May have to have enough of it papped out to get up there. I don't have enough there. I'd have to drill that hole out to get it there, which wouldn't be bad. That would keep it right up behind the. So. So if I can do it that way, because I need it up here, so I don't want to put that on the bottom. Suppose I could always just shoe glue it in here. A little pinch in there. Actually, it does. Pinch right in that little spot, and that'll help hold it. That'll help hold it. But why is that not going to work? Really? They sell you a winch with one connector on it and a winch controller with another connector on it. Bet you it plugs right into this no-name knockoff one, though. Yeah. Unbelievable. Looks like I might have to do some soldering. What do they say on their destruction sheet? It'll plug right in. Right there. That's a way too big. Okay. Oh, okay. It gives you the adapter cable. And say, what in the wide world of sports? I guess I should have looked at that a little closer. So in that case, I can keep this all wrapped up down there. I'm gonna have a big old adapter cable I gotta connect to. Get this through there with it. That would be nice. Yes, that should go through. Should be plenty of room. All right. Now, well, there. Now you can plug in here. The double-sided tape and stick it right up there. Be perfect. Now, First things first. Hey, OGs. Right on. No worries. Thanks for swinging by and saying hey. So, let's see. Plug that into a battery, into this. Plug battery into the connector wire. Push and hold the bind button on the controller while plugging in the battery box. Of course, they don't make this. Very simple. No light or nothing. Should at least have a light. You'd think. They do send me a junk receiver. Nothing. No lights, no flashing, no blinking, no solid, nothing. It looks like it should be. I guess that's just wires right there. Seems like they'd have an LED on that. They got an LED in this, lighting up. Turn it on. I'm sure I got juice. Ain't nothing funky there. I wired this fucker backwards. At least according to the, because the red's going in the black. A bunch of fucking high lines. All right, let's see. I can fix that just by coming here. Yeah, they wired this thing backwards, or soldered it up backwards. Now it's connector wise, black to black and red to red, or hot to hot and black to black. Okay, let's try this again. Still no light. I think this thing is junk. Getting juice. Yep, nothing. Hey, Tank. Well, I was trying to get this RC four-wheel drive winch controller to work with this RC four-wheel drive winch, but I get nothing out of the controller. No lights, no nothing. It won't bind. The wire was crossed over. They've got the hot soldered, the red wire soldered to the negative, the black wire soldered to the positive side of the connector. And then they got a positive and negative here, so it didn't make a connection at all the first time. So I swapped the wires so it was making a connection, but I still get nothing. I was gonna make the winch work on this thing, but I'm gonna have to send this back. Where did I buy this? I think I bought this on Amazon because I get nothing, no power, no lights, no control, no love. And that's wired up correctly because it's plugged in the same way down there. Of course, it wouldn't matter on the winch. But nothing. Nothing at all. All right. Well, I guess this goes back. I'm gonna have to swap these wires back, so at least it's the way it was when I got it. How was the rally event? Everything go good? Hey, Joker, how you doing, buddy? OG came and went. He had, as he said, go do a gaming channel. I'm not sure if he left it on, but he did swing in and say, hey. Huh. So it looks like my receiver part is bunk. So I'm not getting any work done on old bastard today. Because they had this wire backwards, and I don't know if it shorted it out. I didn't see nothing happen. There was no magic smoke or nothing when I first plugged it in. But yeah, I get nothing out of the Which if they had it wired up backwards on this side, which they do, nothing did about it, and it could have shorted it out because it was backwards right away. Yeah, it got no smoke or anything else. So this is bunk. You're gonna have to go back. That. Back in there. Let's double check where I bought that with amine. Had to be amine because I only got a couple items today. Well, bummer. I'm looking forward to putting that back to use. Except they're usually pretty good with bad items. All right, well, tis what it is. You're gonna have to wait for a winch, girl. Or dude. Not really a girl. You're old bastard, not old bastarded. So, well, it is. We'll talk to you later, Tank. Have a good one, man. Yeah? How did you get it yet? Did you pick it up or you just order it yet? It looked pretty cool, but yeah, my eyes and my patience ain't 32s, 30s, 28s, 24s. I thought about getting a 24, scale drift, and I still am. I am still considering it. Yeah, I guess I'll probably steal this motor and cover off just to complete out old bastards, out this tranny and put it on the red one when I get it built. Then I got a aftermarket motor plate I'll put on this tranny and throw it in because it's got a axial output shafts and axial gears in it. So that'll run in that one. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Appreciate you swinging in. So I guess that kind of knocks that out of the possibility of doing things. So I'm not doing that tonight either. All right. Well, that's 2 for 3. We'll see what happens with this last one. See what happens with this last one. Perhaps I can get that winch installed. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna redo the bed. You can see once I put the Vanquish shock towers on, the bed got kind of opened up. So I'm gonna redo that, tighten that back up so it's a little bit more closed in it. I'm considering because I can buy some Vanquish VP SDX-102 shock towers, which would fill that hole back up. Pretty much similar to the other ones. I may buy those Vanquish shock towers, put those on there, and get rid of the Vanquish VS410 shock towers because they fit better with the SSD shocks front and back. I can't adjust the shock collars because they bite right into the edges of these on the front. I can get a little bit on the back, but not much. Depends where your shock collar's at. So I may pick those Vanquish shock hoops up and put those on, so at least they're Vanquish deal. But yeah, I think it looks killer. It's got some actual road rash on the top of it now. Got out and drove it a week and a half ago at a comp. So she's a little rashed up, which is nice. Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? Trying to work on a couple winches and was going to do a Vanquish 3-gear tranny, but both of those kind of fell out right now. I'm going to try one more winch. Got the Redneck Blazer. It's heavy ass hog. Its winch controller went to hell, so I bought a new one, and it got delivered today. That's the system here. So we'll try to put this one in and see what happens. Give it a shot anyways. Doing all right. Had a job start this morning, and I would have had it done today, but they want to make a few modifications. They need to move their baseboards down a little bit in the room I'm flooring for them because they're a little high, and my quarter round won't cover the gap left when I took the carpet and padding out. So they're going to move those down a little bit so I can quarter round. So I'm going to go back tomorrow. It's close, which is, a nice, change. About 20 minutes from the house. So I told her, yeah, I ain't too worried about it. If you want to move those instead of, me just hanging around waiting until you do, go ahead and I'll come back in the morning because that's all I got to do is knock off the quarter round, and that job is finished. Like I said, I would have had it done tonight about 6 o'clock. This is kind of a pain in the ass. Oh, I still got that other nut on too, if I'm not mistaken. It fell off. There it is. These things should come out pretty darn easy. Let's say. Drag your ass out. Now it'll come off. All right, so this is where I'm going to have to do a little bit of work. Solder a new set of wires on that, I guess. What's up, Cadillac? How you doing, buddy? The rig is a SSD Trail King. So the whole chassis, it's a roller chassis. You get no wheels, no body with it. You do get the V8 engine that mounts to their scale tranny. But yeah, it's a SSD Trail King, very hard to find now. I actually found one. I'm waiting for the guy to get back with me. Shockingly enough, we'll see. But yeah, it's RC four-wheel drive Blazer body stuck on the SSD Trail King, which is a 10.2 basically. And the 10.2 is set up more like a 2500. It's a little longer wheelbase than the Blazer body. So it looks like some redneck put a Blazer on a 2500 frame, and that's exactly what I was going for, redneck Blazer. Didn't shorten the wheelbase, just threw it on there and trimmed the wheel wells and called it done. Yeah, it does look pretty good. But yeah, I took this out and actually comped it with this big ass bumper, which was in my way all the play time. Pain in the ass. But I actually went out and did a comp with it. But my winch wasn't working. Not that I needed it, but want to get that fixed up. So yeah, I had no power from it either. Both these units are giving me shit problems for winch. This is a cheap knockoff brand. What did I do with my other wire here? There it is. Yeah. There's my connector. Way back here. So that goes in here. What's it say about binding this one? Code matching method. Connect the power supply 6 volt to 12 volt and press the AB key of the remote controller at the same time. So basically the same thing as the RC four-wheel drive. It would probably work with that if I programmed it. Connect power. I need one of my little adapters, I guess. At least these ones are wired right. This thing junk too. There we go. It blinked. Beautiful. So that just messed it up a little bit. Big gas thing. All right, that'll work. Now let me go ahead and unplug this, go back underneath. I'm going to have to do a little hot gluing, or not hot gluing, little E6000 again to get that stuck back in there out the way. This has to come through here. Get up out the way. Actually, yeah. Grab the E6G and put a little bit of this on the wire here. You back in here out the way. Stuck up there where she's not too bad of an issue. Small dab here. We're going to let that dry up. And then when it's dry, I can put it in place the rest of the way. I'll figure out a good spot for this. I should probably just get rid of this anchor and use this clasp. Okay, that's set. No, actually, these are linked. The SSD Trail Kings were linked. They didn't have leaf springs. I have seen other people put leaf spring sets on them. Especially now the RC 4-wheel drive. If you buy the RC 4-wheel drive Blazer, the whole, the kit and everything from them, got a few bumps. I have to redo my glass. It looks like it's popped out a little bit. But yes, RC 4-wheel drive is leaf spring if you buy the RC 4-wheel drive Blazer, the kit, TF2. So that's all leaf spring setup. The Trail King from SSD was a linked setup, which is why she's got links on her. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave her set for a while and dry. Then all I gotta do is mount that. So okay, cool. So that one's working. We'll leave her set for a bit and I'll put her aside and come back to it in an hour after that stuff dries out. But I gotta go make me some food. I was just like say gonna jump on and build the tranny. Oh crap! I can't build the tranny. Yeah, the RC four drive one's right. Yeah, they do come Leafs. I believe it's the TF2. That may be the Toyota. I'm not an RC4 guy, drive guy. I don't know all their stuff. But so yeah, there's a few things I'm gonna do. Make a couple minor changes. But this thing's getting pretty close to done. I want to finish up the front end. You see my last video, I was putting the motor in. I think I did that on vid. Might not have. But I thought I did. But I got just enough room to do a whole front up, front end engine bay. Oh, you clips. Oh, body clips. That's right. Forgot those are back there. I guess maybe a little bit over here. Might have to try to. Pull that out. See you later, Bob. Have a good one, buddy. Ow. Yeah, I want to redo this dash and get the dash higher anyways. Got to separate it from the dash mounts to the seat interior side, and it sets about half an inch too low, so it needs to be redone. So I had to pull that out. When I pull that out, I'll check out and look at the. It's a little better now. There it went. There it popped back in, but yeah, it's loose. It's loose. The window is. I have to put her back up. But yeah, she was kind of wedged up in there a little bit. So yeah, we'll let everything dry here, and I'll take care of this a little bit later. I can't do much else with it until that's all good and dried up. Except find my other body clip here. For the rears, probably on the ground. On the ground. If it wasn't, it is now. So I'm gonna tighten my screws up here again. Damn thing. At least I didn't end the stream abruptly. Knocking shit everywhere. There it is. Back over here. That's about the last thing I can do. Say, let that dry out. I wasn't even going to do these things. I was going to build the tranny and stick it in Old Bastard, but I can't. This one back over here because the other one ain't going to work anymore for me. We're going to have to program it, but. That one out and take this one off. Because why it works, the receiver side doesn't. And this one does. right, put that back with the rig. All right. Well, that takes care of that. Hey, Kurt. How's Cali time? Ooh, bump that down. Hitting all sorts of wrong buttons here right now. So yeah, that kind of kills. Well, it doesn't kill that. At least that one's finished. Almost. I gotta let everything dry up so I can put it back. But so that rig is pretty much done. Here on top. Well, at least for all that stuff, the winch is working again. I can now get back and put it back on the bench for 5 years till I get back to the rest of the interior. But no, hopefully it ain't going to take that long. Well, come on. Why ain't you showing? Shouldn't have been showing. Sorry. Oh, I see. That's right. I can show those. That's right. I forgot about that option. Tell it's been a while since I've had people on live. You can show comments and shit, and I forgot about it. Yeah, I got a couple accounts myself. Not because I was ever banned on YouTube yet, just because I needed a couple different accounts to keep things separated. Yeah, it looks like this RC4 drive controller is kabunk. I get nothing out of it. Should at least get a light. Like I said, they got it wired backwards, so we got it wired right on this side, so the hot goes to the hot. But when you get to this side, it's backwards because your point side is your negative. Your flat side on your XT60s is your positive. So it may have burned out when I plugged it in, but that's their fault because they had the wrong damn wiring set up here. So that's got to go back. No power in the controller. Sons of a guns. Yeah, I do the same thing. Keep my bags, Kurt. You never know when you're going to have to throw RC crack at somebody to get something done. But at least one of them, of the three potential things I wanted to do, is working. But yeah, that pretty much kills out anything else I needed to do, or I at least thought about doing. And there's other things I could do, but I'm not gonna. I still gotta get some food down my face. And it's 8 o'clock now. So I've been on for about an hour. I guess that's not too bad. I'll cut half time off my normal. Dang, he's a long ways away. I don't know if I want to go to Shepherd. Actually, Oil City. We've got a metal shop right down the road. Looking for some metal pipe so I can put a gate support pipe in the ground. Need to put a couple gates up around my driveway. My ducks are sneaking up underneath my snow fence. They figured out how to wiggle it up and get out. They don't need to be in the road. Good chatting with you too, B. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down because I ain't got much else to hit to. So I will talk at you guys soon, I think. Thanks for hanging out, hitting the like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. If you do, I'll subscribe back. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm going to go get some food in my face because I need to eat. It's good for a body once in a while, I hear. I guess I'll give it a try. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. We will talk at y'all later. Have a good one.